all about them. Me. My image. You can't mess up the way I look. You can't embarrass me. You can't tell me nothing. Yeah. See, but the thing about this is, when I was going over this and going through this, I was looking for me. Because I've been a narcissistic parent at times. I was raised by a narcissistic parent. And I can't blame her because she started that way, but she had to learn too. My mom at 3 years old is not the same mom I had at 15. And my mom at 15 is not the same mom I had at 30. You got to give people room enough to be human beings and allow people to grow. You still mad at your 22-year-old mama who's 70? You mad at your 25-year-old dad who's now 70 or 60. So I ain't here to just down parents, because you got to understand, man, you don't know what you don't know. And we all living on borrowed time, bro. So you could be mad at your mama all your life. One day you're going to regret it. You're going to wish you had a conversation. You can be mad at your dad all your life. You're going to regret it one day. You're going to wish you had a conversation. Because that's probably all it takes. You can go through your life hating your own son all you want to, when all it takes is a conversation. You can hate your daughter, your cousins, your brother, your sister, your auntie, your uncle, your granddaddy, grandmama. All it takes is a conversation. We're talking about 7 beliefs that are passed on by narcissistic parents. Word of the day is inherently. When we say something is inherent, we're talking about it being permanent. So you got to be careful about what you say inherent. What is inherent? So, saying of the day, don't wait for illness to start valuing wellness. Hello? Don't wait for illness to start valuing wellness. This talk is for educational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional advice, treatment, guidance, or diagnosis. If you or someone you know is experiencing a mental health crisis, substance use and abuse, or suicidal thoughts, dial 988. 988 is available 24/7 nationwide and staffed by trained crisis counselors who adjust the text or call away. Thank you, by the way. 7 beliefs passed on by narcissist parents. We are the product of our upbringings. Beliefs, feelings, and coping skills we develop as children influence who we grow into as adults. And the impact of your upbringing doesn't just go away, no matter how old you get. Parenting leaves its imprint on you and affects your behaviors and your beliefs. Recognizing these beliefs is the first step toward healing. I found out about self-esteem, bro, when I was in my 20s. My early 20s. And for me, I feel blessed because there's some people, Tim didn't hear about it until he came into the program. And it's benefiting his life right now. That, what happened to him now, happened to me in my mid-20s. It changed my life. One of the things I wanted to pass on to my sons was self-esteem. I wanted them to know early, bro, that you don't need nobody's permission to love yourself. You don't need a bunch of friends to value yourself or to feel good about yourself. Because I figured if I could give them that at a young age, it'll save them a whole lot of trouble. Self-esteem is important. Here we go. 7 beliefs passed on by narcissistic parents. Number 1, you think you're not enough. If you was raised by narcissistic parents, a byproduct of that is you're going to go through life feeling like you are not enough for anybody. Because that's where it starts, in the home. If you were raised by a narcissist, you learn to believe that you are not enough. You may have been criticized for your appearance or your abilities, ignored when it came to your achievements and accomplishments, or expected to be perfect. If a narcissist parent ever does praise their child, it's typically insincere and intended to make the narcissist look good. When you grow up in such an environment, you begin to believe that there is something inherently permanent. There is something permanently wrong with you. You learn that your worth depends on what others think of you, so validation from someone outside yourself becomes important. You feel like you have to prove yourself over and over again because deep down inside, it really feels as though no one likes or loves you for who you are, even if they say different. Sounds familiar to anybody? That hit home, don't it? You think you're not enough. That's where that belief comes from, brothers. Let me say it again. Can I go over it one more time? Y'all cool? Okay, cool. Thank you. I appreciate it. If you were raised by a narcissist, you learn to believe that you are not enough. You may have been criticized for your appearance. Imagine criticizing a child for their appearance and making them feel some type of way about it. You may have been criticized for your appearance or abilities, or ignored when it came to your achievements and accomplishments, or expected to be perfect. Why can't you be like your brother? Why can't you be like your sister? That's the last thing you want to do, because you're teaching that person they're not good enough. And you need to be like them. If a narcissist parent ever does praise their child, it's typically insincere and intended to make the narcissist look good. When you grow up in such an environment, you begin to believe that there is something inherently, permanently wrong with you. You learn that your worth depends on what others think of you, and validation from someone outside yourself becomes all important. You feel like you have to prove yourself over and over again, because deep down inside, it really feels as though no one likes or loves you for who you are, even if they say different. That's why everybody want to create this image, bro, online. Look at all my accomplishments. Look at all my degrees. Look at my body. Look at my face. Look how handsome I am. Look at my clothes. Look at my car. Look at my rims. Look at all this damn money I got in my hand. All of that is to compensate for the fact that you think you ain't enough without it. See, because I don't have to have on nothing designer. I don't have to be in a foreign. Don't have to be a Rolex. It's going to tell the same time. But my value is not in things outside of Will. Will knows that his value is carried inside of him. I like new shoes, but they don't make me. I like foreign cars, but it don't make me. I like clean and nice clothes, but they do not make me. Because my value is not coming from other people. It comes from me. I'm self-motivated. 7 beliefs passed on by narcissistic parents. Number 2, you believe you are responsible for the happiness of others. You believe that you are responsible for the happiness of other people. And you're not. You're responsible for your happiness. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
A narcissistic parent often expects you to be an extension of themselves. You ain't an extension of your parents. You're an extension of yourself and God. And the parents shouldn't even make a child feel like that. I brought you in this world, I'll take you out. You didn't bring nobody into the world. A narcissistic parent often expects you to be an extension of themselves, to be there for them at all times and make them happy in whatever way they require. As a reason, it's a selfish parent to make a child feel like that. Your life belongs to me. Your life is here to make me happy. As a result, you may have learned that getting love from others requires pleasing them first and foremost, because that's a transactional relationship. Because when people make you feel like that, when people make you feel like in order to get love, you need to do something to get it. They don't praise you until you accomplish something. Because to be honest with you, you can wake up as a 5-year-old or a 7-year-old. Look at my little champ right there. Come here. Because you just seen the kid. The kid ain't got to do nothing to deserve that. Look at my little champ. What's going on? And even when the kid make a mistake, they still deserve to be like, look at my little champ. Because you still the little champ. It don't change nothing because you made a mistake. But see, what we do is we make kids think everything is an exchange. You get some A's, and I'm going to give you $10 for every A. That's transactional. I would tell the kid, listen, you getting these grades are for you, not for me. You're doing it because you want a nice report card. It's not a transaction. It's a responsibility and a requirement. If you want to be successful, you got to do good. I understand providing incentives, but congratulations is an incentive. Attaboy, good job. You might feel like you need to protect other people's feelings by avoiding conflict or speaking up, even if doing so would benefit everyone involved. People like this, they don't even speak up when people do something wrong to them because they don't want to cause a conflict. They don't want to cause a problem. You believe that love is conditional. Love is not conditional. Love is unconditional. You believe that love is conditional, something that can very easily be taken away from you or withdrawn at any moment based on how well you please others with your actions and behaviors or lack thereof. 7 beliefs passed on by narcissistic parents. Number 3, you think your feelings aren't important. That's the type of parent when you cry and shut up making that noise. When you walking around with a face, you better get that look off your face. You ain't got no reason to be walking around here with no attitude with nobody. I'll knock that look off your face and have a conversation and create an environment where the kid feels open to explain something to you, because they might be getting bullied. Or she might be getting pressured to have sex with a boy. She just ain't said nothing. You don't know until you ask them. But because you don't know why they looking a certain way or why they acting a certain way, and then you flip out on them because you feel offended. Narcissists believe that their feelings are the only ones that count. And if we're raised by one, you likely believe that your feelings are not important. Your narcissistic parent was never interested in your feelings, and if they did show concern for you, it was only when it benefited them. There that go again. You learn that your emotions are something to be ignored or criticized, not validated and not supported. That's why people who have narcissistic parents like that, they end up being in relationships with people who just pick up where the parents left off. They done already conditioned you for somebody that's toxic. Your parents didn't validate your feelings. Your significant other is going to be the type of person who won't validate your feelings because that's normal to you. You've been raised that way. And when you come in contact with somebody who try to validate your feelings, you look at them like they strange. Or you'll sabotage them because you're not used to that. That's not a normal relationship. You learn that your emotions are something to be ignored or criticized, not validated, and not supported. Narcissists love a good pity party, but they rarely step up to show support and comfort when their children are upset. In this way, narcissists teach their children that they should expect little empathy from other people throughout life, which sets them up for repeated disappointment as a result of this expectation. 7 beliefs passed on by narcissistic parents. Number 4, you believe you are a burden to others. And then somebody show you love, you don't think you deserve it. If you were raised by a narcissist, there's a good chance that you believe you are a burden to others. Narcissistic parents tend to make their children feel guilty for having basic needs and desires, like asking for help with homework or asking for, I got a fee in art class. I got to pay my fee. Another fee. I'm getting sick and tired of you in this school always asking me for my money. You need to get you a job. They're in 6th grade. They ain't getting no job. These are basic needs, y'all. In fact, a parent could say to that child when they ask for help for their homework, you weren't paying attention in school? In fact, if you bring up any of these needs, the narcissist will likely become angry and punish you for being selfish or taking up too much space. Over time, children will internalize these beliefs and assume that they need to live up to their parents' expectations in order to be acceptable members of society. You 30 years old, still trying to live up to your mama's expectations? Number 1, it's a shame that your mama or your dad would still make you feel like that. And then number 2, that you still letting it happen. 7 beliefs passed on by narcissistic parents. Think you should always hide your struggles. Yeah, some of y'all better raise y'all hands more than that, because I know when my mama sent me to the grocery store with the damn food stamps, I waited until everybody I knew left the store. I was hiding our struggle. We didn't go to school talking about, yeah, we on welfare, my mama on welfare. That was, you hid that. My mama be done taking us down there to the welfare office with her. You be like walking behind her, like 20 feet behind her. Like, I don't want to walk in the building. Where you going? Why you taking me? Come on, man. Some of y'all had that free cheese and butter too. Don't act like you didn't. If you was raised by a narcissist, one of the most damaging things they did to you was teach you to cover up and hide your struggles. If you were raised by a narcissist, one of the most damaging things they did to you was teach you to cover up and hide your struggles. They didn't want their image as a perfect parent challenged. So they made sure that in front of other people, everything was perfect. They learned at an early age that problems were not allowed. You learned at an early age that problems were not allowed. If anything was wrong or if you had any issues, you were told it was because something was wrong with you. And since narcissistic parents often shame their children for having issues, it makes it harder for these children to open up about things in their future. This can include anything from financial difficulties to mental health issues to relationship problems to molestation. All right, 7 beliefs passed on by narcissistic parents. Number 6, you believe you're undeserving of good things. So even when something good happens for you, this ain't gonna last long. Nothing good lasts long. I'm waiting for the other shoe to fall. What's the catch? What's the trick to it? Or you sabotage the situation. You don't show up. You come late. Most people believe that they are deserving of love, happiness, and success. But if you were raised by a narcissist, chances are that you don't feel worthy of any of these things. It's because you were punished or demeaned for expressing any thoughts about yourself or for daring to think good things about yourself. Narcissists do everything in their power to make their children feel undeserving. Narcissists do everything in their power to make their children feel undeserving. 7 beliefs passed on by narcissistic parents. Hold on, I ain't done with this though. Narcissists do it, we're still on, you believe you're undeserving. Narcissists do everything in their power to make their children feel undeserving. They make their kids feel like they're not good enough for anything, including love and attention from their own family members. Ooh, from their own family members. As a result, you don't feel worthy of anything good that happens in your life because you feel like you really don't deserve it. 7 beliefs passed on by narcissistic parents. And final one, number 7, you think you can't trust your own decisions. You feel like you can't trust your own decisions because every time you try to make a decision, they tell you how stupid you were or how stupid the idea was. So you don't feel confident. Well, they always wanted to do it for you. Move out the way. You don't know what you're doing. Let me do it. Stop before you mess this up. You think you can't trust your own decisions. If you were raised by a narcissist, you may have internalized their negative messages. If you were raised by a narcissist, you may have internalized their negative messages. You simply don't believe your decisions are good enough. This can lead to a lack of self-confidence, which can make it difficult for you to trust your own judgment. This is because narcissists are often critical, blaming, and rejecting, because narcissists are often critical parents, blaming parents, and rejecting parents. They can also be extremely competitive with their children. They can also be extremely competitive with their children and belittle them in an attempt to make themselves look better in comparison. These behaviors have the effect of making you feel insecure about your abilities. A narcissistic parent can leave lasting scars on your psyche, and it's important to recognize these scars so you can start to heal from them. 7 beliefs passed on by narcissistic parents. Number 1, you think you're not good enough. Number 2, you believe you are responsible for other people's happiness. Number 3, you think your feelings aren't important. Number 4, you believe you are a burden to others. Number 5, you think you should always hide your struggles. Number 6, you believe you're undeserving. And then the final one, number 7, you think you can't trust your own decisions. That was a power punch right there.
That's the bomb.
Yeah, bro. That was a power punch right there. That was good stuff. Questions, concerns, or comments?
I was thinking, even if it's not necessarily parents, the days in our lives that as we live, your life experiences can parent you. They do parent you. So if you have a negative perception about your life experiences, that could be the same as like that having a narcissistic parent. Your perception is nothing you do is right, and nothing maybe
that's the result of it.
Wow, because you keep seeming to bump your head during your days.
Any other questions, concerns, or comments? Yeah.
Number 1, that was me.
You think you're not enough?
Yeah, because growing up, I got the physical and mental abuse. So as a kid, I was only 11 when my mother died. So being humiliated, being embarrassed, and all of that.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. No, bro. That'll mess you up.
Until I went to school one day with a black eye and a broken nose.
Ooh.
And then my teachers said, no.
Whoa.
Yeah, so the authorities got involved in it. So that made it worse. So instead of hitting me with his hands, he used the phone book. Because the phone book don't leave marks and bruises and all that. So I thought that was normal. Until my best friend's mother said, no. So I went and lived with them for a while. And then, my father, he wasn't always right, but he was never wrong. If you understand that. So, I don't blame him for me growing up messed up, because as you get older, you understand things more. But it was just hard for me as a kid, because all I knew was bad. I didn't know